Hello there guys, and welcome back to Minecraft. Anyways, sorry, I was very dazzled by the beacon there. We do have a project to do today, so let me double check something. There we go. We do have a project. So we're going to be starting off by enchanting a diamond shovel, specifically created for this project. I am more than okay with that. Alright. I've been working a little bit with, let's go ahead and sleep. I've been working a little bit with the third village, or the second village on the map, which would be this one. As you can see, it's green. That's because I've started putting some grass in it. As I did with this village here, obviously, and then the other one up here, which I've been showing a little bit. But we're going to be working on this village today, so let's go ahead and head over there. Alright, so here we are. This village is a little bit smaller than the other ones. I am going to be putting a few more houses into it, I think, but I have some unique-ish plans for it, so that's what we're going to be doing today. And as before, the way down is just to take the zombie spawner. I'm pretty sure I could easily survive that drop, but why bother? Go retrieve my minecart here. Okay. So as you can see, I've already started here. What I wanted to do with this village, which is a little bit different than the other ones, is do a little bit of terraforming. So with the other villages, let's get those out of here. The one on the bottom, obviously everything is grass inside, and then it had sandstone walls with windows. The village in the top right corner had that sort of cobblestone, stone brick, moss stone thing going on to look like worn castle wall. With this village, it actually came to me, what I wanted to do was, rather than simply building walls, I wanted to use the terrain as walls of sorts. So if we take a look over here, I've kind of started doing just that. Like, you can't get up from here. It doesn't look like there's a wall, but it's actually impossible to get into the village from the outside because of these two high gaps. So what I wanted to do was try and do that around most of the village and get sort of this terraforming effect, like I said, which I think will look pretty cool when it's done. Just sort of keeping with the natural contours of the landscape here rather than flattening everything out, which I think would be kind of dumb. And also what I want to do with these houses, I want to replace the floors, even though that wasn't really necessary. What I want to do with them is make them sandstone, so sort of copy the newer designs for the desert villages where they are actually made of sandstone rather than wood. So there's that. So I guess we're going to go ahead and get started. And I think the best way to start is over here and just sort of work this out and around. I do also want to extend it a little bit because as of right now there's not a lot of room for more houses, so we'll see how that goes. Anyways, I brought this chest over here so that I could throw my extra dirt in it if I needed inventory space. And just holding on to 2 stacks for now should be good. I think I want to actually dig some of this out and make a little bit more space on this side. Holy crap, that's fast. That's pretty awesome. Now, unfortunately, because I simply covered up the sand, this might be a little bit weird to actually pull off. But maybe for now we'll just not worry too much about that. Forgot how fast these efficiency shovels were. Because the diamond shovel's pretty dang fast already. Anyways, that should be good for now. And for the rest of this, let's start extending it. Well, I think I'll go back and fill in all the gaps later. That's not going to be something I need to do right now. But let's extend this out and around, I guess. So I'm just going to start placing dirt and see how it goes. I think doing it semi-randomly is probably the best way to go, at least for now. And then we can get rid of this, I think. I've already got grass here, so that should spread. I don't think I have to worry about that. Ah. I'm not really sure if I'm going to have enough dirt, so... Anyways, the plan is to have it be where I can get up from this side. From the inside, I can get up and look down, but nothing can actually get in from that side. Which also should prevent the villagers from getting out. If they, you know, it's a too high gap, they're most likely not going to jump down. So that's good. And that's really fast. It's faster than creative mode, in fact. Maybe I'll start carrying shovels more. Okay, that should be good. Let's start curving in this way. Go up another level. And we'll just sort of repeat this as we go around. Obviously this is going to have to be not accessible from here. But I actually, already, I'm kind of liking the way it looks for the most part, so I think it should be something very, very special when it's done. Let's take a look at that, shall we? Yeah, and then maybe curve it around there. I'm not actually against having some sort of wall or gate, but I'd like for the most part that this was terraformed. So no, maybe this sort of thing. Didn't bring a bed with me, did I? Well, for now we're just going to switch it to peaceful. No, heretic. Don't care, sorry. I've admitted it in the past. I switch to peaceful sometimes when I build. It's just easier. Obviously I could just run all the way back to my house and get a bed, but we're just doing this to save time, so. Let's fill this in with dirt as well. And don't worry, I'm not going to show this entire process. I'm just going to be showing some of it. This is going to start to get very annoying very quickly. Do actually want to fill in all these gaps. By the way, I did figure out what was happening to my villagers in the other village. No. I mentioned before that it seemed like they were disappearing and that I had way less villagers. Turns out they actually are. Because stuff has been buggy ever since the switch to single player being a local server, villagers are glitching through the floor, glitching through walls, and what happens is when a bunch of them go in the same building, I don't think we have that problem here, because there aren't a lot of villagers here. But what happens is when a bunch of them go into the same building, they'll actually push... well, it hasn't happened here either. They'll actually push each other into the walls and they will suffocate. So I'm actually losing tons of villagers and they're dying because of that sort of lag induced, or just, not really lag, but the fact that the server is having a hard time of registering where they are. So that's a little discouraging. I hope that that's something that can be fixed. I mean, I'm sure it can be, as work with the server stuff becomes more and more efficient. I just hope that that's something that, you know, continues to be worked on. But, you know, worst comes to worst, I do still have my, well, most of my villagers that I trade with are just trapped in an area, so I don't have to worry too much about them getting out, except for that one dude. He always escapes, and I came up with a different design, but I have to trap him in there again, and actually I have to trap a different villager in because he went off and suffocated, so that's a shame. Actually, I don't want to put these here because I'm going to have to dig them up anyway. Let's put them up here. So, there's that. I mean, it's not the end of the world, it's just kind of annoying that, you know, I work really hard to make this nice village where villagers run around and everything, and then they all end up dying. So, again, you know, the guys at Mojang have been pretty good about fixing stuff. For the most part. I mean, a lot of people still have a lot of the same problems that they've had for a long time, but for me, most of the stuff that I find that I mention in my videos ends up getting fixed pretty quickly. Like the whole thing with the nether ruins and stuff, that was fixed pretty quickly. One snapshot later, it was gone. So I'm happy with the work they're doing overall. So hopefully it'll be fixed. This is sort of a different kind of problem, but yeah, no, not everything can be fixed right away. So there's that. Now this ends up actually looking not very good when it is all just dirt, but I do like the way it looks when it's been grown up into grass. So hopefully that'll happen sooner rather than later. I really do like this shovel. And I mean, it's only 1 diamond, and for me, that's not really that much of an expenditure, so maybe I'll start using shovels more. By the way, I did a little bit of testing in my zombie spawner. Before I mentioned that I thought that zombies wearing armor could not spawn from spawners, just from testing that I'd done with it, but I actually did find some when I was testing it a little bit more, so looks like you can get those spawns and the rare drops from spawners. Although I haven't personally gotten a rare drop, I mean, I would assume that it would be possible because of that. I mean, why would they spawn the zombies with armor and then not let them drop the armor, right? They'd have to code an entire different type of zombie that spawns in armor but can't drop armor, so cool. What other stuff has been going on? I'm currently looking into the whole uploading my world so that people can download it thing. It turns out that with a world that's as big as mine, I've been playing this world since 1.9, and I've gone out pretty far, so the file size is pretty big. I can compress it in a 7-zip file to be about 172 megabytes. I wanted to use MediaFire, but MediaFire has a 200 megabyte limit per file for free users, and I'm not paying for a paid account just so I can have my world up there, sorry. So I'm just wondering, you know, later on, is it going to get too large and I'll have to move to a different service? So if you guys know of a file sharing service that allows you to have a big file size limit that would work well for me in this situation, let me know. I did try Windows SkyDrive, which works really well. The problem with it is that anyone who wants to download from it has to have a Windows account, which seems like it could be a little bit inconvenient for some people. It's not really for me, but I don't want to put it, you know, if I have the file, I don't want to put it up on a site that makes it inconvenient for people to use, you know. Not that I'm going to have 6 billion people trying to download it or anything. I mean, I only have 100 subscribers at this point, but I'm looking, you know, I'm thinking about the future, guys. So, actually, if you know of any that work well for you, then by all means let me know, because I'm going to try, right now the plan is to try and get out a world download within the next few episodes. That's what I want to do. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen, but you know, people have been asking for it for a while, so I'd like to get it out there. So there's that. Speaking of the channel in general, I've been very, very happy with the growth the last, I'd say, couple months or so. Obviously 100 subscribers is not a lot at all compared to a lot of people, but with the way that I run my channel, it's not exactly set up to gather a lot of viewers very quickly, I guess. What I'm sort of aiming for is in the long run, you know? And what I mean by that is I have not jumped on any bandwagons like, ooh, such and such game just came out, so I'm going to put out a bunch of really quick, you know, low quality episodes of it. I haven't ever done any of that. Well, for the most part, I haven't done any of that. You could point to some of my older stuff and say, yeah, you were doing exactly that. But I never wanted to be that type of channel. And I think that making a channel that's more dedicated to putting out a little bit higher quality stuff, and when I say higher quality stuff, I'm referring to either games that I know something about, like, say, Morrowind, or games where I try to do unique things, like Minecraft, versus just doing, you know, hey guys, today we're going to go cut down some trees, or, you know, just playing through a game blind, which I have been guilty of in the past. In fact, my Fear playthrough, I've just sort of put on hold because I felt like it's just becoming one of those crappy Let's Plays. And, you know, let me know on that too, if you guys, anyone watching this actually has watched that or is interested in it, because if not, I'm probably just going to stop it, because I'm not particularly proud of the content. There's a lot of stuff where it's just like, you know, I'm walking and there's not really anything to say because I don't know what's coming next, and the game's not really giving me much to work with. And I sort of go by Total Biscuit's standards here for when I try and do a video that's like a Let's Play. That's, can you add anything to the game, you know? And I feel like playing Fear, I'm not really adding anything to the game. It's just, I'm playing the game and then, oh, something just happened. That's the thing, you know? So, I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. Again, by all means, let me know if you have been watching that or if you have opinions on it. But at the moment, I'm kind of thinking I might just call it quits on that for now. And I'm sure there are some other series that I was doing, like Counter-Strike, what is it? Counter-Strike Condition Zero Deleted Scenes, just like that campaign. It's, you know, it's just me playing a game and occasionally saying words. It's like, it's not good quality content, and I don't want to put out something that's just meh, you know. But let me know. You know, some people like that kind of content, but I never wanted to be that channel, and I think that actually a lot of the people that are watching my channel now, probably people that are watching this video right now, are people that recognize that, and you know, I've had really nice comments saying stuff like, you know, I like your commentary style, or I like sort of the unique stuff that you do, and that's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I want. I want to have a unique channel that is very much me, and very much something that you wouldn't get from just going to any channel, because let's be honest, if I'm just putting out content of the latest game that comes out, you're not going to be watching me for that. You're going to be watching somebody who's more well established. You know, if you're watching Borderlands 2, you're going to be watching the Ogscast, or, you know, some other big YouTuber who's playing that game. You're not going to go to the guy who has 100 subscribers and be like, oh yeah, that's the guy I'm going to look at for Borderlands 2 footage. So that's sort of what I have to say about that. But again, let me know if you do like that content, because, you know, if people are enjoying it, by all means, I will keep uploading it, and I'll just try harder to find something that's a little bit more substantial to do with it, you know. That said, I have been sort of rolling around in my head some new ideas for a new series, and I want to do something that is... Let's go back and take a look at this. What are you doing over here? Home's that way, bud. Okay, so that's going to need to be spread out a little bit, because it looks sort of just like a wall right now rather than natural terrain. Anyways, I've been rolling around in my brain this idea for sort of a new show, or a new segment on my channel, I guess you might call it. I wanted to do something along the lines of not quite a talk show and not quite a vlog, but more like a segment where I sort of pick an issue and just sort of talk about it with you know, gameplay in the background of something. So again, this is going to be sort of like Total Biscuit stuff, because I probably have said this in the past, he's pretty much my favorite YouTuber, and I've taken a lot of inspiration from what he's done with his channel, and the quality of stuff that he puts out, and the type of content that he does. So it would sort of be modeled on, say, perhaps the mailbox or that kind of thing, where obviously I wouldn't be answering questions from people unless people wrote in with questions, by all means. But more along the lines of, you know, I've sort of done it in the past with Morrowind and with Minecraft, to just be like, hey guys, guess what? Today we're going to talk about music, or today we're going to talk about, you know, such and such thing. And I like that kind of content. So I'm sort of rolling that lag. That was odd. I'm sort of rolling that idea around in my head, and I'm thinking what I would do with that too is do something where I basically throw a random game in the background, something that I probably wouldn't play normally for the channel. So, you know, that's where you'd get me playing Borderlands 2, or you get me playing, you know, such and such other game that just came out with, you know, where I just kind of mess around and do crazy stuff that I wouldn't want to just do a Let's Play of. So I actually very much like that idea, so let me know what you think of it. I'm probably going to be doing at least a couple episodes of it. First one would probably just be, you know, an introduction, just testing the waters, and maybe something like, you know, who are the people that I really like on YouTube. But like I said, I've been wanting to get more of that kind of stuff. Get away from just doing the Let's Plays and doing the content that anybody could do, you know? Maybe that sounds a little bit conceited, considering that I have hardly anybody who actually watches my videos, but I feel that I do have something I can offer besides just that kind of content, you know? So expect to see one of those pretty soon. I actually have some footage that I recorded specifically for that, and well, shoot, it actually might come out before this, now that I think about it. Well, maybe not. We'll see. I guess I'll release this one first. But I have some footage of me playing Skyrim, because I never play that game anymore. But It's a Super Mario Brothers mod for Skyrim, and it's pretty hilarious, it turns out. But again, I wouldn't want to do just a Let's Play of that, because why? Why would I do that? So, again, I would love to hear anybody's thoughts on that. It seems like recently, like I said, the channel's been growing, but also I've been getting more consistent views, because if you have a YouTube channel, you may know that just because you have 100 subscribers, it certainly does not mean that you have 100 people watching your videos. There are a lot of people that just subscribe and then don't necessarily watch the videos. There are a lot of people who subscribe and say, hey, sub me back. There are a lot of just like bots that will subscribe, you know, and just in the hopes that they'll look at your channel and that sort of thing, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but again, I've never done anything like that. Like, hey pal, yeah, cool vid, bro, check out mine. That sort of thing, you know. I've just never agreed with that style of channel promotion. But anyways, as I was saying, I'm actually very happy with the way the channel's been doing lately. It seems like a lot of people are coming back. You know who you are. The people that are watching the videos very consistently, like the same people comment a lot on my Minecraft videos, my Tribes videos, my Morrowind videos especially. So I'm very much liking that I'm getting sort of a viewer base, a consistent viewer base. And that's part of the reason, again, why I want to start doing this higher quality content that will make people go, oh, you know what? There's actually something to this guy. He's not just, again, doing stuff that every single person on YouTube can do. So there's that. Again, let me know your thoughts, and pretty soon you'll probably be seeing an episode of that. I don't want to call it a talk show, but we'll see where that goes, and hopefully it's something that takes off. Hopefully I can find interesting things to talk about. Honestly, I could talk about music all day long, because I love music, and I own a ton of music, and I listen to a ton of music, so, you know, throughout pretty much every genre, so I can talk about pretty much every genre, so that's something I would enjoy doing. Anyways, let me know your thoughts, and I'm going to stop rambling about, about the same thing over and over. Let's see. As far as other stuff that's going on the channel, not too much. You know, I'm keeping with the same sorts of content that I've been doing. We're going to move over here and start working on this side, I think. Morrowind, still continuing. Minecraft, still continuing. But I also want to start bringing in some new series. One thing that I very much wanted to do for a while is start doing more classic games. And by classic games, I'm talking Sega Genesis games, maybe some well, it's kind of hard to do Dreamcast games, isn't it? But, you know, old school games like that, from like the 16-bit area and stuff, 16-bit era and such, games I grew up playing. So, expect to see more of that. In fact, the one guy who I play games with a lot, Sakamoto Cat 12 or whatever his username is, he recently started doing a Pokemon Let's Play, and so it's gotten me kind of interested in doing that. We're talking like Red and Blue, like old school stuff. And those were my game when I was really pretty young, so I thought that'd be interesting. That's another title that I feel I can add something to, because again, I am pretty knowledgeable about it, so we may be seeing that coming up. Who knows? I got some other games. I actually own a lot of games. Over the every time there's like a Steam sale, I usually pick up quite a few things. Not so much lately. Lately, I've been a lot more conservative with my purchases, but there was a period there where I was just buying a ton of games. So I do have a lot of games that I could do, but again, it comes down to, is this the sort of quality of content that I want to be putting out? And if the answer is no, I'm most likely not going to be playing that game for the channel. Let's see. Let's still get up over here. But I don't know. Still staring down Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, which from what I played of it is a very, very fun game, a very, very cool game. But, again, I'm thinking, is this just going to be a horrible Let's Play of somebody who doesn't know the game, is just playing blind, and is going to miss a ton of stuff? So, I don't know. Good game, though. Good game. Obviously, I'm still going to be doing Tribes Ascend, because that's pretty much, well, I don't know if it's the game I play the most. Probably Minecraft is the game I play the most, just because I can play Minecraft while I'm doing something else, like watching a YouTube video, for example. Like, we'll go back to, let's say, I'm watching the Game Station podcast, which is 3 hours long. I can play Minecraft for a good deal of that and not really miss anything. Actually, recently, the game I've been playing when I watch the Game Station podcast, or more accurately, listen to the Game Station podcast, is Torchlight 2. I've been playing... Well, I don't want to say I've been playing quite a bit of it, because that... the only time I'm actually playing it is while I'm watching the Game Station podcast. So... yeah. Torchlight 2 is good, though. It's fun. Haven't played Diablo 3. Somebody actually gave me Diablo 2 a long time ago, and so I played through the first act of it. It was good. It was okay. But I've heard that Diablo 2 gets really good second and third act, so I might have to go back to that. But that's definitely not something I'm going to be doing for the channel, because most people have probably played Diablo 2 at this point, and people that haven't would probably want to play it for themselves, or watch somebody who's actually competent play it, so wouldn't be doing that on my channel, but hey. Let's see if that looks better now. But anyways, as far as a new series, you can look forward to a lot of classic games. I really want to get back into that, because again, these are the games I grew up with, and a lot of them, particularly the Sonic games, I'm pretty dang good at, in fact. That's looking better. I'm gonna have to get rid of some of this, though, which should be interesting, to say the least. Let's go over here and see what it looks like from this side. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think what I'm going to end up doing with this too is getting rid of some of these farms, or moving them, so that I can put more houses in, because this is a pretty small area actually. But I like the way that looks. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah. And then maybe what I'll do is I'll make it so that there's like some sort of gate on this side and probably one over there. But then it's impossible to get in from the sides. And then what I'll probably have to do is put like lamps or something around. And when I say lamps, I don't mean like the block the lamp, but like some sort of light, street light or something around the edge so that it stays lit up there, because I don't want to just have torches, because that looks bad. Whee! Splash. But yeah, I think it looks good. This is something that I haven't really done before, so considering that, it's not too shabby. Let's go ahead and fill this in. Whoops. Looks like I'm probably going to have to go gather more dirt. I had tons of fun doing that when I was filling in the other village. That took a very long time. Now I think that doing the contrast, gosh dang it, the contrast of having the grass together with the sandstone buildings will look pretty good. Sort of the opposite of what I had going in my home village, which is the village right here, where I had the sandstone walls with the grass. So in this case we have basically grass walls, and we're going to have sandstone buildings. So I think it should look good, though. Yeah, I think it should look good. Anyways, as I was saying, expect to see a lot more classic games. And, you know, that'll probably include classic PC games as well. You know, I got Jurassic Park Trespasser going right now, and I played that game a bunch as a kid. There are classic games on GOG, which I'm enjoying. In fact, I know there's at least one of those I'm going to be doing at least one video on. Probably one video. Most of those I'm just going to be doing, if it's not a game that I'm super knowledgeable about, but not a lot of people know about it, I might do like one video on it and be like, hey guys, you should check this game out. You know, I'm not going to let's play it because I'd miss a bunch of stuff and that wouldn't do the game justice, but it's still something people should check out, that sort of thing. Yeah, this is all going to have to be dug out, and that's going to be interesting to do. Might as well get started on it. We'll start... Well, actually, I think that I kind of want this to not go out so far. Maybe. I don't know. Like, it seems... Well, it seems to me I'm losing a lot of space over here. But then again, who's to say I couldn't build something up here? Extend the road out this way, have it come up to here and build a house up here. I mean, that could work. By the way, the reason this is sand is because what I plan to do is actually put like a lake, or some sort of water thing here. Kind of like this. I don't know if this is going to stay, but maybe just move that down to here, essentially. Have like a pond there. I think that'll look good. So yeah, let's just start digging some of this out. So let's see, what other games have I played lately? I played Smite for the first time the other day. In fact, I have a video coming out soon of a Sega Genesis game where while I was... it was a collaboration with Sakamoto Cat 12, and while we're playing it, because we're talking over Skype, one of my friends starts messaging me about playing Smite, and I'm like, my Skype keeps going off in the middle of the video, so I finally had to just answer him. It's a fun game. I'm not particularly into MOBAs, but Smite, as it goes, is pretty good. For those of you who don't know, Smite is a MOBA game. It's by Hi-Rez, the same people who did Tribes Ascend. And it's a MOBA game, so think Dota 2 or League of Legends, but it's a third-person game. So it adds an interesting sort of element to the gameplay where you have to, you know, keep your eye on where people are and stuff. It can be a lot harder to do that, but it just makes it play completely differently from top-down view. Oh, whoops, I'm still over here. Thought I was further. It's interesting. Again, MOBA games aren't really my thing, but it's pretty cool. It's in closed beta right now, but I was lucky enough to know several people who had beta keys. It's if you can get a hold of a beta key, like I think that just you playing the game gets you a beta key to send to somebody, so it's really not hard to get into. I'm sure if you went and posted on their forums, you'd be like, hey, anyone have spare keys? Someone would probably be like, yeah, I do. So that's fun. Did I say this? I've been playing Borderlands 2. It's fun. It's good. Basically, it's Borderlands 1 with pretty much everything improved upon. Not too much else to say about that, really. I've been playing the Assassin, Zero, and a lot of people apparently have been saying he's underpowered compared to the others. I wouldn't know because he's the only class I played. But it's pretty fun actually playing a melee character in Borderlands, even though that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Basically his ability lets him go invisible, and basically then you get bonus damage for when you attack someone as soon as you come out of it, including bonus melee damage. So what you can do is get behind an enemy and backstab them. And a lot of his skills are actually passives that add to melee damage. So I'm finding him pretty fun to play. The thing about Borderlands in Borderlands 2 is that it takes such a long time to get your character to, you know, max level if you're just playing single player, that it's kind of, it's like not necessarily the type of game you would want to play through with every character class, because it's just playing the same thing and the classes really aren't that different. I mean, the main focus of the game is still on using the guns, and because the skills are mostly just passive stuff, it's like, meh. Apparently there's like a cave down here or something, so I want to go check that out. So I guess the variety in the classes is not that great, and that sort of diminishes the replay value. Anything in here? Nope. Let's just light it, just so we don't get spawns in it. Oh, we got a little bit down here. So I don't know, like, love these guys. For me personally, I don't foresee myself playing through the game again as a different character class. It's just meh. It's just not that different depending on what character class you're playing, so that's a little bit disappointing. But other than that, I mean, it's fun, and there's a little bit more gun variety this time around, and like I said, all in all, just pretty much everything's been improved upon. It's just that, I guess what you can say about it is if you didn't like the original Borderlands, you're not going to like the second one. It's really just more of the same. Other than that, like I said, I've been playing Torchlight 2. It's very fun. I have not been paying attention to the story, really, but that said, the game is not really making a lot of effort to get me to pay attention to the story, I feel. It's not particularly interesting. At least from where I've gotten so far. I'm in Act 2 right now. But gameplay-wise, yeah, it's fun. And I've heard it's much better than Diablo 3. And again, it doesn't require an always-on internet connection, and you can play at LAN, so well, that helps, doesn't it? But the skills are pretty interesting in it. Like, I'm playing the Outlander, which is sort of a ranged class with dodges and traps and that sort of thing. It's fun comboing your skills together. And it's definitely more difficult than the first Torchlight. The first Torchlight, I played the Barbarian class, and you could literally just tank everything, including bosses. You just stand next to the boss, occasionally use a health potion, and that was it. I have gone down several times in Torchlight 2. It's not like crushingly difficult, but you definitely have to actually use some strategy and, you know, avoid the enemies and such. So it's good. I'm happy with it. It was worth the 20 bucks I paid for it. As far as what other games I've been playing, I played through the campaign of Call of Duty 4 recently just because I was curious. Yeah, it's a Call of Duty campaign. There's not much else to say about it, really. You played one Call of Duty campaign, you basically played them all, so I suppose that for its time it was probably pretty good. 2007, I think it was, according to the ending credits. Yeah, it was probably a pretty interesting cinematic experience back then, but nowadays it's just, nothing special. I still think that the multiplayer in COD 4 is probably the best of the series. And I'm not a huge Call of Duty guy. You probably know that if you watch my channel. I find that they're kind of like it's just mindless stuff, you know. There's not really skill involved in it. You can say all you want that Call of Duty requires skill, but it really doesn't. It's mostly just map knowledge and then luck. And this is coming from a guy who, you know, I can get tactical nukes in Modern Warfare 2. I've gone 40 and 3 in Black Ops and consistently able to call in the higher kill streaks in all these games. So, you know, it's not like I suck at them and I'm saying, oh, this game's require no skill, you know, that sort of thing. But they really don't require that much skill, come on. So, I don't know, they can be fun, but I personally, again, just my style, enjoy the more skill-based games. I'm not saying this to sound like a snob. It's just objective truth that Tribes Ascend requires a lot more skill than Call of Duty. Same thing with Counter-Strike, you know, it requires a skill. It's a hard game, and you need to practice it and play it a lot to get good at it. So there's that. I'm not putting down on Call of Duty. That's objective truth, you know. Tribes Ascend requires more skill than the average first-person shooter. So, in fact, the guys that I was playing Smite with, then I was telling them we should play some Tribes Ascend. Well, I forgot that I'm rank 30, which is basically just, you know, experience, like how many wins you've gotten and that sort of thing. So it doesn't by itself get you better stuff, but you will have had the opportunity to get more weapons. Actually, let's leave that because I might take the wall over that. You know, you've had the opportunity to get more weapons and obviously just play the game a lot more. So if you're rank 30, chances are you're just going to completely destroy somebody who's rank 1. Well, they both come into the game at rank 1, and silly me, I forgot that the matchmaking is going to balance to my level, so I'm level 30 or whatever. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head what level I am. So they get thrown into this match where everybody is level 25 or above, and they're coming out of the matches with, you know, 1 kill or 0 kills. We played like a couple matches that way, and I was like, oh, you know what? This isn't actually going to be that good of a thing. Because you will just get destroyed when you first play that game, until you get used to the controls and the way everything works. So probably what I'm going to end up doing is just creating a new character starting at level 1, and then when we play we'll do that. Although I'm pretty confident that in my ability to go in and completely stomp every level 1 lobby, as anybody who's hit rank 30 would probably be able to do. Again, not bragging, just it's true. If you've played the game and are fairly good at it, you are going to destroy somebody who has very little experience with it. Trying to decide how I want to do this. I guess I'll just dig this out. So that was something a little fun. I don't know if they're ever going to want to play Tribes again, though, after that experience. I guess it's similar to when you first start playing Counter-Strike and you've played with bots a little bit, and then you go online and you end up like 7 and 22, you know? So I don't know if they're ever going to want to play that game again. But hey, you know, I find that to be more rewarding, you know. A game that's really, really hard, and then when you do well in it, it's very rewarding. And in come the Tribes veterans who are like, Tribes Ascend is the easiest game ever. Go play Tribes 2, you noob. Well, I've never played any of the other Tribes games, so I can't speak to that, but I stand by... what is this? Oh, okay. I stand by my statement that Tribes Ascend is hard. Maybe it's not if you're a Tribes veteran, but Tribes on the whole is pretty hard, even if lots of people claim that Tribes Ascend is very stripped down of difficulty. So, what progress have we made here? Let's go take a look from afar. So essentially what this episode became was that talk show I was talking about, where I'm just doing something mindless in the background and talking about random things. You guys don't mind that, though, do you? Maybe you do. If you do, I'm incredibly sorry. This right here is basically what I did when I was filling in the other village with dirt. I would just go around to all the rivers and replace the dirt with sand. Dang, look how fast that is even when I'm swimming. Crazy. Obviously if I wanted to get extra dirt out of this, I could dig down 2 levels, but meh, not too worried about it at this point. Okay, so we were actually heading over here to take a look at this from afar and see what it looks like. So let's do that. Fortunately, I'm gathering plenty of sand doing this, which means I'll have plenty of sandstone to redo those buildings. I do like that. I think perhaps I should shave off some of this, though, because it's a little bit wide, or alternately I could shave off some of this part, which I think might be the better option. That'll give me more space to build. So I'll probably end up doing that. But let's take a look at it from this side and see what that looks like. Gotta say, I'm very happy having the love of Minecraft re-sparked in me. For a while there I was losing interest, and I think it's just because I was sort of feeling like I was running out of things to do, but the spark has been rekindled, and I feel like once again I have lots and lots of stuff I can do. Yeah, I'm thinking shave off some of that. It'll give me more building room, and then this will be somewhat of a crescent, I suppose. Not a croissant, which would be awesome, but just a crescent. Anyways, I don't know exactly how long we've been playing for, but I assume it's a little while, so what I'm going to do is probably call the video here. I'm going to continue working on this off camera. Probably won't bore you guys by doing another episode of this, but you know, for something I've never really done before, I think that looks pretty good. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I will see you on the next episode, where we will get started on something hopefully completely different. So until then, thank you guys for watching. Again, I appreciate your feedback on all the stuff that I talked about this time, and we'll see you next time. Until then, later.